everyone. Welcome to the next episode of The Big Bosses. We are here in Mumbai and we have a very special guest with us, Miss Ipsita Dasgupta, HP India Managing Director. So let's begin. Hi Ipsita, thank you so much for your time today. How have you been?
Good, and thank you for having me, Shrabona. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's nice to talk to a fellow Bengali.
Thank you. So if you have to look back and see how HP India performed in this year.
Look, it's been an amazing year for us. I never rate anything that I do or anything that HP does because I always feel like there's opportunity to push harder and do better.
Okay.
But if I look across the year, we have done so many things over the last year. We started a whole set of initiatives around driving consumer growth and how we're going to approach the market and build use cases for education and skilling. We have launched programs around SMEs and training them on artificial intelligence. We had our big switch, which is our big large enterprise event where we have CIOs and CEOs come and we talk about the future of technology. We launched our AI PC, and we were first to go to market with that, and since then have seen great traction with it, but also have had great conversations around what AI can do. So overall, it's been just a phenomenal year, and my first year, as you know, at HP and in the industry. So it's been very exciting.
So what are you looking forward to in 2025?
More of the same, because everything that we're doing is, you know what India is like. It's so dynamic and fast moving. And if you look at the opportunities that we're talking about, all of it has to do with the young, whether it's a youthful population or young businesses or enterprises that are just at the beginning of thinking about how they're going to utilize things like AI, how they're going to digitally transform. So everything is at its infancy, which is a really exciting time to be looking at both the industry and the customer bases we have both in commercial and in consumer.
Yes, and since we're talking a lot about AI, so what is HP India's AI vision?
Yeah, so think about it this way. The idea of being able to, the power of having generative AI at your endpoint, at your device, turns it into something from being a tool to being essentially a companion to help you be better at whatever you do. So if you think about, what is the goal of anything that you put into someone's hands, whether they're a student or they're a worker. Let's talk about employees for a minute. The idea is to create two things. One is to make people as productive as they can possibly be, so at their very best. And the other is to ensure that the employee well-being, worker well-being is taken care of. So if you think about both those things, and I'll just, imagine with me for a second, you and I are sitting and having this conversation. You are going to transcribe this interview. In the past, you would probably have gone back and you would have sat down. Maybe you would have a digital sort of transcription that would sit in front of you, and then you would start from scratch to write your article. Now to do that, as we all know, the hardest thing to do is write the first draft.
Absolutely.
Right? So now imagine your AI PC understanding your voice, crawling through and figuring out the kind of things that I have said in the past and the best material that has come out of both this interview and other conversations I've had. Combine it with things that it's found on the internet, on the industry, or on technology, and putting together a first draft that sounds exactly like you. It allows you to start at a different place. You have not expended energy on the first draft. You've gotten the hardest part done, and you get to use your creativity and your intelligence and your time at the next level. So just imagine what that does for you.
Absolutely.
That's the way we're thinking about the AI PC. And now imagine a companion in a PC that allows you to work from home and be able to deliver faster and better while you are able to take care of other things. How it invites somebody into the workforce, how it allows its surrounding environment to get used to, her surrounding environment to get used to the fact that this person is working, generating an income, and then what it unlocks and opens up. So in my mind, the AI PC just unlocks value tremendously for people.
Are you seeing the growth momentum picking up in India?
If you think about India, we are really good at experimenting with technology. We make technology our own. We adapt it to what we want it to be. If you think about everything from the fact that we have the largest number of digital payments a day, and you can add up all of China's and all of the US's, and it doesn't add up to India's digital payments in one day. The fact that I can send you 1 rupee right now from my phone to yours, it's fascinating, right? So the way we have used technology and all the things we can do on it, the faster we adopt it, the more we can do with it to suit our needs and our temperament.
Were there certain parameters that you had to consider, bringing that AI PC product in India, and how that was?
I believe that we launched the AI PC in India at the same time that we launched worldwide. But what's striking to me is that it is more valuable in India than anywhere else in the world. Let me tell you what that means, right? That means we currently have 1.5 million engineers graduating every single year from engineering school. And yet, many of them are not productive and are not able to join engineering jobs. Yes. Now, imagine a device that allows someone to be more skilled. We have been spending decades trying to figure out how to skill people to the right levels. The plans to do that will take decades, right? But if you have technology that uplifts the capability that we have and the productivity levels that we have, it's tremendously valuable in a market that is, the average age in India is 28 or 29. US and China is 10 years older. Europe is even older than that. Japan is even older than that. Only other market in the world that is around our age or a little bit lower is Sub-Saharan Africa. That essentially means that India is the workforce of an aging world for the future. Now, we have a massive productivity gap. We don't have enough skilled labor to fill all the needs that the world is going to have. You combine something like the AI PC that allows you to deliver more value with examples like the one I gave you, but many more. I'll give you another example of something that we are just starting to talk about. You take the fact that we only have a handful of oncologists in the whole country, and yet we have a very large incidence of cancer and cancer patients. Now, if you could build technology that allowed for a GP in a tier 3 or tier 4 city to be able to continue to treat someone who has come into a big city, done the treatment that is required of them, but needs to be monitored over time, imagine the difference that you can make in someone's health. So uplifting productivity and being able to upskill people quickly just by the use of technology is one huge opportunity for us.
What are the major growth drivers for HP in India?
We sell the largest number of gaming PCs in the market today. One of the things we see with gaming is that it is becoming much more than just a pastime. It is becoming a profession. It is becoming more and more competitive. And so that's an area that we see enormous growth. Education is another one. We clearly have such a large number of students and families and parents who are focused on education. And we believe that there is nothing that can add value like the PC can,
What is your leadership strategy?
I firmly believe that the only way to achieve things that really make impact is to unlock talent and value in people. And to unlock value and talent in people, you have to ensure that they feel that they are moving towards their purpose. So I spend a lot of time thinking about and being energized by what is it that makes an individual wake up in the morning, leave their families, leave their free time, leave any luxury or hobbies to spend an entire day working at something and then come back at night and say, that was a fulfilling day for me. So one thing that is really important to me, and I have I hope I've gotten better at over time, but I've always cared about, is how do you find purpose in anything that we do, and how do you unlock that for each and every individual that you see? I'm often known to say to my India teams when we are about to get on a global call or something, remember that you're Indian first, and then we're HP India. Because when you think about what you do as unlocking the ability for a child to reach its potential.
So thank you so much for your time today, Ipsita. It was a lovely meeting. Thank you so much.
It was really nice talking to you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.